On Instagram, it looks glamorous. Sipping wine in Italy, floating in infinity pools in Bali, hopping from country to country like it's no big deal. And yes, I lived that life. But here's the truth. Behind every perfect travel photo was a whole lot of hustle, uncertainty, and sometimes exhaustion. When Eric and I became full time travel bloggers, it felt like we had kind of hacked the system. Who wouldn't want to get paid to travel, eat, and write about it? We had amazing opportunities over those years: five-star hotel stays, luxury wine tastings in Spain, Michelin star meals, and press trips that took us to destinations we never imagined visiting. I even wrote and published books along the way, one from a cafe in Bangkok and another while spending a month at the beach in Mexico. But what most people didn't see was the other side: the financial instability. One month we were flush with brand campaigns and consulting projects, and the next month we were worried about how to cover our expenses without dipping into savings. Getting a $3,000 contract was a huge win for us, and then the next month we'd clear 500, a far cry from what I made as a tax attorney in Washington, D.C. Algorithms on Google and Instagram changed overnight, and just like that, our traffic and our income just plummeted. It could drop by 30, 40, sometimes even 50%. It was like building a business on quicksand. One summer morning, we woke up in Porto, Portugal, and had lost 80% of our Google traffic. Poof, vanished. It was interesting. The night before, then the end of the month, we had celebrated by doing a simple little cheers over a glass of wine that we had our best month ever on our travel blog, Food and Drink Destinations. It was our best month traffic wise and income wise. And yes, we thought we had hacked it, that we had figured it out. The next morning, we were wondering, what did we do wrong? We just woke up and Google changed the rules. We went from cheers to tears in less than 12 hours. Then there's also just the constant need to be on, always posting, always engaging, always smiling for the camera, even when I was jet lagged, sick, or just plain burnt out. I felt like we were living two lives: the glossy one we put online and the messy one behind the scenes. Living out of a suitcase for years sounds adventurous, and at first it was. But after the 10th time unpacking and repacking the same bag in yet another hotel room or Airbnb, the glamour wore off. This was particularly true as we got older. What we were able to do when we were 36, 37, we weren't able to do physically when we were 45, 46, 47. We often lived without a home base. That meant no real community, no stability, and no grounding. And as much as I don't like to accumulate stuff, we often didn't have anywhere to store what stuff we had. It meant we lived a disposable life where we bought clothes based on the destination and the weather, shedding those belongings along the way and rebuying clothes for the same season next year. We were always moving, chasing stories, chasing flights, chasing Wi Fi signals. And all of that wouldn't have been enough pressure on its own. But then came the internet trolls. When you put yourself online, even like I'm doing now, strangers feel entitled to pick you apart, not just your work, but your appearance, your body, your life choices. I remember comments comparing me to a pig, saying I must eat everything I wrote about or that I looked fat. Those words hit hard, particularly for a woman in her 40s. I had to grow a thick skin fast. But the truth is, no matter how confident you are, when anonymous people attack something as personal as your body, it stings. And when you're already exhausted from the pace of travel and work, it can feel just crushing. I was in this travel blogging, digital nomad industry for over 12 years. And I've seen travel blogging evolve from scrappy personal blogs into a massive competitive industry. I've worked with tourism boards, airlines, wine regions, luxury hotels. I've built partnerships with brands I never dreamed I'd work with back when I was still a corporate attorney. My Facebook friends list looks like the United Nations. And yet, here's the hard truth I learned. Just because something is your passion doesn't mean it's sustainable forever. Travel blogging gave me the freedom to live my life on my own terms, but it also kept me on a treadmill I couldn't get off of. The industry itself changed too. What worked in 2012 no longer worked in 2018 and certainly didn't work in 2023. Every time I thought we had cracked the code with SEO, affiliate marketing, using a YouTube channel, having a podcast, the rules would change, and so would our income. It was a constant game of catch up. I'll just give you a few examples. There was the time in Bali when the power went out for 2 days. We had deadlines to meet, clients waiting, and no electricity. We ended up working off of a weak we ended up a phone, praying the laptop batteries wouldn't die. Or there was the time that our travel blog's hosting crashed while we were at the beach in Ireland. Instead of enjoying the day, we were sitting in the car with our laptops, again on a hotspot, trying to troubleshoot server issues while barely holding a Wi Fi signal. Or the exhaustion of press trips. People think it's just free vacations, but the reality is you're up at dawn, touring sites all day, writing at night, editing photos, posting in real time. It's work. And sometimes it just drained the joy out of travel itself. With our niche being food travel, it meant often being on press trips and being treated like human foie gras, stuffed to the brim at stop after stop. We have so many stories of tables of dishes, wasted food, and several trips where one or both of us became physically sick from overeating. But we never wanted to be rude to our host, who was often a restaurant owner, chef, winemaker, cheesemaker, street food stall owner, and they were so proud of the food they created. But often, we just had to say no. The irony of being professional food travelers was sometimes just too much food. And this is the point I want to drive home. Freedom comes with trade offs. Travel blogging gave us the chance to design our own life, to see the world, and do work that didn't feel like work, at least at first. But the cost was instability, burnout, and a life that often looked better online than the actual reality. Eventually, I had to face the truth. Travel blogging was the perfect career for one particular season of my life, but not forever. And that's okay. So if you're dreaming of becoming a travel blogger, here's what I want you to know. Yes, it can be amazing. Yes, you'll have experiences that most people only dream about, but it's not as glamorous as it looks. It's unstable, it's demanding, and it can burn you out if you're not careful. This is more true now than ever before, with the challenges of finding authenticity and income in a world driven by AI generated content. Sometimes your passion is the perfect job for a few years, but not for a lifetime. And that doesn't mean it was a mistake. For me, it was exactly what I needed until it wasn't. In the next episode, I'll share how I transitioned from being a full-time travel blogger to building something more stable without giving up the freedom I came to value so much. So if you want the unfiltered truth about building a life and business on your own terms, hit subscribe and stick around.